Hi there and welcome back to Japan, and specifically to Skytree, where we're doing a reaction and review to the latest, I believe it's the latest, TRIDENT song. Yes, that's the name of a band, not the name of a toothpaste, as it so sounds. Now, as always, this is the review video. If you want to see the reaction that I just recorded over there by Skytree, then you know what to do. Click the little link in the description below and it'll open up a separate little YouTube player where you can see that video, should you so wish to hear the song first of all, in case you haven't heard it already, or just in case you want to see how my face reacted when I first heard it. Otherwise, here comes the review. Don't say I didn't warn you. You ready? Here it comes. By the way, I'm aware that it's quite windy out here today, so I hope the audio on this particular review is good, but I know we've been working on these experimental outside videos while I've been touring around Japan, so I hope at least that you guys can hear me. Let's cross over the road. So, TRIDENT. It's an interesting band. Now, I said before that I was actually really impressed with the way they played. I was really impressed with their whole sort of sound. They sounded like a band who was trying to find their own sound, trying to find their own identity a little bit. But there was no doubt that they were alive with quality, especially for the sort of band size. And if I believe I got this right, they were made from the previous band, girls band Kakamai. Don't kill me if I got that wrong. Pretty sure this is the band who came from them. And I was saying the same thing about that band as well, that they sounded like they were trying to find an identity. Now, with these girls, I think in this form, they found a little bit more, and that, like I said, there is something of a band made like quality. They settled into a fairly familiar style of hard rock with a sort of a catchy side to it as well. But it's something that, you know, I mean, we've kind of all heard this style before, but it's a style that is giving a lot and that is very popular at the current moment, and one that I got to admit I particularly enjoy. So a lot of the questions that you would perhaps first of all ask about whether this is an enjoyable piece of music really come down to, is this the sort of music that you are into? And like I said, I think a lot of people currently are really into this particular style. Now, the first thing that I picked up from this, like I say, is that apart from, I mean, I'll get onto all the good qualities about, you know, like I say, how we already know they're a very good band, you know, the good musicianship that comes along with that. But one of the first things that I really clocked with this is that the sound, whereas the previous song I'd heard by them sounded a lot more in that sort of really charging vein of, like I say, Bandmate, this sounded much more like a sort of early 2000s Western style, I don't want to say pop rock, but you know, there was that phase where you had pop punk, and then pop punk started becoming more produced, not in a negative way necessarily, just a lot more sort of clean sounding, and then it started to also get a lot more mid-tempo. A lot of those bands started to go a bit more mid-tempo, you know, your Blink-182s, your Simple Plans, and that's where they started to merge into a slightly more commercial, I guess you could say, sound. And that's kind of what this reminded me of. This kind of had that feeling of that sort of latter stage of the whole pop punk thing, where it was merging a lot with the sort of more heavier bands of a similar ilk. And so, you know, again, that does leave you with this sense that this is something which is very much a certain taste. Now, that comes up because ultimately this song is fairly mid-tempo. And really, to me, the big question that it raises is a question of what ultimately makes a song sound big. What makes a song sound big, impressive and impactful? Because that's obviously what they were going for here. This is supposed to be a big, impressive, anthemic song. However, while I was recording, I could see, as you can see like the volume bar on OBS Studio while I'm recording the reaction video. And, you know, you could see how compressed it was. I mean, it didn't sound compressed in a bad way. It was just obvious that, you know, the song was, you know, sort of all up at maximum volume all the time. Again, a trait of that sort of early 2000s music, which was very common with them, is they went for, you know, if you like, the compression, the loudness all the time. And like I say, it's got a very clean sound. Now, a lot of people I know, when you talk about something sounding big, they think of something sounding very raw, you know, sort of a very live sound. And it's true that less compression, you know, I mean, in the same way that more compression increases the loudness, less compression increases the impact. So it's just two ways of looking at what makes a song sound big. This song is obviously, like I say, going for that particular style. So I can equally imagine some people listening to this and saying, okay, that song sounds very, oh, it sounds too clinical, it sounds too produced, it doesn't sound like it's got any life or any energy to it. And I can equally hear some people saying, wow, that song sounds so bright and impactful and, well, bright and sort of big. For me, I think I'm leaning towards the latter, because like I say, I certainly was I was kind of in my later teenage years when a lot of that early 2000s music, which I keep on referencing, was happening. And, you know, there was a lot of that sort of stuff that I was listening to as well. And so, you know, I can't help but be slightly inclined to like this because it's a sound that I'm familiar with. I would say that if you were to just accept that that's what they were going for, then I think this is a really good song. I think they managed to get a lot out of it. I like the little breaks. I think they could have perhaps added a little bit more detail, considering it is quite mid-tempo. They could have added a few more little interesting breaks and twists along the way, which could have added a little bit more colour to it, including in the second verse. The second verse was interesting, but I think they could have perhaps done a little bit more to shift that up and make it a bit more different. But overall, I think it worked. I think it's anthemic. It's definitely a song that I am myself looking forward to listening to again. I think that's a big point. Obviously, I've been talking about a lot of the smaller things and relating it to other facts, but in its basic sense, I am looking forward to listening to this song again. By the way, this mask has like a little nose bar, which actually goes there, goes under your nose. However, because I've got a moustache, which is not particularly normal in Japan, it's kind of sliding down my moustache. I thought the moustache would hold it. It's doing the opposite. It's creating a nice little smooth runway for it to fall off my face. So I'm just going to wear it a bit higher. Then my glasses are going to steam. Oh well. So yeah, like I said, this is a song that I would definitely listen to again. The thing is, I wonder whether, as with a lot of the songs of the age which I'm kind of equating it to, if like a lot of those songs, it will kind of get a little bit old, a little bit fast because of the fact it's so clean. And I think there is a truth that songs that are too clean sometimes don't have the replay value, whereas songs which are a little bit more raw actually do have more replay value because of the fact that they've got that extra sort of life and personality to the sound. Sorry, my voice is breaking at the age of 35. As always, I'm bringing more into this review than needs to be in there. I think this is one that's going to split a lot of people. Certainly, I think people who like the last song of theirs that we reviewed are not necessarily going to be people who would like this song. And I'm really interested to know, as always, you guys in the comments, tell me if you're already a fan of theirs. How do you think this stands out as a good thing or a bad thing? I honestly think that, like I say, it's a song that I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to hear it a few more times. I think it's going to be one that's going to stick with me. I think it's going to be a fantastic live one if you hear them play it live. Because like I say, the chorus is written in that really fantastic way. It's got that big sort of vocal melody, the big loud high notes that everyone can sing along with. Those held notes are always great for an anthemic chorus. And the chorus did grow on me as it went along. The more I heard it, the more I liked it. So I must say that I think there's a lot to be said for this song, but it's produced in very much in a style, and a style that is not universally for everyone. So as always, guys, let me know what you think. Looking forward to hearing everyone's opinions. I will try to respond to as many of the comments as I can, as I often do, and although I've been a little bit struggling with all this journey to keep up with all the comments of recent, but I'll try and get back on as many of the comments as I can. Do feel free to like, subscribe, do all those various things. I appreciate, like I say, the comments, and anyone who follows any of the social media is also linked in the description below. A big thank you to anyone on our Patreon, especially. You guys do keep the channel going because we are non-monetized, and thanks to you guys we get to look at beautiful views like the one I'm looking at right now, although it's slightly obscured by a pipe. Oh, look at that beautiful river over there, and you can't see it past the pipe. You know, so it's helped us do this little journey, so big thank you to everyone on our Patreon, and as always, just will thank you for making it through to the end of this video. So until I see you hopefully very soon for another one of these from Japan, for now, let me cross this road. And from Skytree, ciao ciao.